Double Down University, and I'm back at you guys with another prospects video. Today we will be breaking down the NHL slate for today. I have three props for you guys. The first one being Connor Murphy over 2.5 block shots. The next one being Marcus Fogliano over 2.5 hits, as well as Leon Draisaitl over 10 faceoffs. So let's get into it. Let's start off with Leon Draisaitl, and then we're going to get into the other two. So starting off with Leon, he has two advantages that works in his favor. First being Anaheim is the worst team in NHL at winning faceoffs and faceoff win percentage. So basically what I did to kind of break down Leon is this is website that I found where they have faceoff stats. So what I did is, and they basically show you offensive, defensive, and neutral zone, as well as overall face-off win percentage. So I did all three zones as far as and overall. So Leon on the season, offensive face-off zone win percentage, he is 56%. He's 56% from defensive face-offs as well. Neutral zones 54%, overall 56%. And like I said, Anaheim is really poor at winning faceoffs. Now his most likely opponent will be Carlson because he is the second line center. He has a 35% win percentage on offensive faceoffs, 36% on defensive faceoffs, and 40% on neutral zone faceoffs. And overall, he's 37% on the season at winning faceoffs. So that is a really good advantageous spot by like 20%, anywhere between 19 and 20% advantage to Leon Draisaitl. And then also there are other centers that he could go up against. McTavish, he's a third line center. Offensive faceoff percentage is 52%. Defensive 46%. Neutral zone 43%. Overall 47%. And then Lundstrom, their fourth line center. His offensive zone win percentage is 46%. Defensive 44%. Neutral zone 46%. And then overall is 45%. So I really like him in this spot. He does. And another advantage that I forgot to bring up to you guys is that Anaheim allows 2.91 power play opportunities, and Anaheim averages 2.59 power play opportunities offensively. So that bodes well. And the reason why that is a key factor is because he does take a lot of the faceoffs for the power play because he is their power play center. They kind of have McDavid kind of playing like as a defenseman, where a defenseman would be offensively with Bouchard, as you see here. Connor McDavid would be kind of like back towards the blue line. Same thing with Bouchard. So he is their power play center. So the more power play opportunities they get, the more opportunities for face-off wins for him as well. And then also sometimes they like to start off the game where he is their starting center in the face-off circle. So if he wins the opening face-off, that bodes well for him as well to go over this line. So overall, just a really, really good spot for Leon Draisaitl. Next is Connor Murphy. Reason why I like him, he's went over this line 3 times against his opponent today in Dallas. He had 3 blocked shots on November 7th against Dallas. Against Dallas on October 26th, he had 4 blocked shots. And then against Dallas on the November 27th, he had 5 blocked shots. Reason why that is key is because, for one, Dallas takes the third most shots in the NHL at 30.9. They average the third most power play opportunities at 3.24. And Connor Murphy is a part of the penalty kill line. I think he's the first penalty kill, so he will be out there against the heavy hitters of Dallas, all of their best offensive players. And then also when we take a look at blocks, let's see that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so when we look at blocks, right, Chicago is 9th in block shots. They average 16 block shots per game. And then also teams that get a lot of their shots blocked, Dallas is the 4th highest team in blocks against at 17, so that bodes well for him. So that's plenty of opportunities for him. So what I did was I looked at the top 4 teams, right, of blocks against that gets their shot blocked, and I basically looked to see if he went over against any of these teams. So Colorado, Carolina, Buffalo, Nashville. So let's take a look. So Colorado, they're not in here. Washington, Vanderbilt, Anaheim. So Anaheim as well. So Anaheim, he had 4. Against Boston, he had 3. Minnesota, Seattle, he had 3. And Detroit, he had 3 as well. Detroit don't take a bunch of shots, but they do get their shot blocked. So overall, this is a really, really good spot for him. And then, like I said, for Chicago, he's on their main penalty kill, and he's also their third defensive pairing. So if they get a bunch of opportunities on the power play, Dallas, he will have plenty of opportunities to get block shots. And then also another key note that I forgot to tell you guys too as well is that Chicago is excellent on the penalty kill. They're really, really good. As you can see here, they're the third best team in NHL in penalty kill percentage at 84%. And like I said, they allow a bunch of shots. They allow 29 shots per game, going up against a team that is third best in NHL at shots. That just screams over for block shots, especially in this situation. So I really like his situational spot as well. And then last but not least, we have Marcus Fogliano. So Marcus Fogliano, that's all he really does is hits. He's an enforcer for their team. Now for him, he's in a really good spot because Ottawa, they have the most hits against. So a lot of their opponents hit them a lot in their matchups. So they average 25 hits against per game, right? Now, granted, Minnesota, they're not one of the biggest hitting teams as they're only average 19 hits per game, but majority of those hits are coming from Fogliano because that is the focal point of what he does. And we're going to go over to look at their line pairings. Let's switch out Chicago and let's go to Minnesota. So Minnesota. So for him, he plays on the third line. He is the left winger on the third line for them. And as you can see here, they kind of show his pretty much his scouting report. He's a big hitter, like I said. 98% of his time on the ice, he is basically due to hits. He's not a big shots on goal guy. He's not a big power play guy. He does average 24% time on ice. Now, granted, let me tell you guys this one more thing is that um, for Marcus Fogliano, the key to this is staying out of the penalty box, especially with these guys in the hits categories. If they get into the penalty box, it limits their time to be able to go over their line. So he has to stay out of the penalty box today. That is a big key for him to be able to go over this 2.5 line. But he does this against a lot of the bigger hits against teams. So let's see here. So hits against. So Utah, Dallas, and Tampa Bay. Let's see if he went over against any of these guys. So against Tampa Bay, he had 7 hits. Utah, I don't really see Utah in here. Let's see. Nope, Utah's not in there. Who's another one? Tampa Bay, Winnipeg. Winnipeg is in there. He's went against Winnipeg twice. He went over twice against Winnipeg, 3 and 4. Let's see, one more team. Carolina, Florida. Florida, he went over. He had 5 hits against Florida. Against Carolina, I don't think he's played Carolina just yet. So he does a pretty good job of going over against teams that gets hit a lot. So that is my last and final pick is Marcus Fogliano over 2.5 hits as well. So I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. And I'll go over them one more time. We have Connor Murphy over 2.5 block shots. Marcus Fogliano over 2.5 hits, as well as Leon Draisaitl over 10 faceoffs. So I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.